In life, there are moments when we find ourselves standing before challenges that feel insurmountable, like mountains that rise before us, blocking our path forward. These are the moments when no matter how hard we push, how tirelessly we work, the solution seems to slip through our fingers. We've all been there, desperately trying to fix a situation, heal a broken relationship, or change an unyielding circumstance, only to be met with frustration, heartache, and sometimes, a sense of defeat. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the need to control and fix everything around us, to believe that our happiness depends on our ability to set things right. But what if the key to true peace lies not in the relentless pursuit of solutions, but in the art of acceptance? Finding peace in what you can't fix is about embracing the reality that not everything in life is within our control. It's about coming to terms with the fact that sometimes, despite our best efforts, some things cannot be changed, and that's okay. This realization is not about surrendering to despair or apathy, rather, it is about acknowledging the limits of our influence and finding serenity in the midst of imperfection. Peace is not found in the endless struggle to perfect every aspect of our lives, but in the acceptance of imperfection. It's about recognizing that while we may not be able to control every outcome, we can control how we respond to the challenges that life presents us. Acceptance is the cornerstone of finding peace. It is the first step in a journey that leads us away from the turmoil of frustration and towards the calm shores of inner tranquility. Acceptance does not mean giving up or resigning ourselves to a life of unhappiness, rather, it means acknowledging the reality of a situation without resistance. It's about understanding that there are things in life we cannot change, no matter how much we wish otherwise. This does not diminish our efforts or make them less valuable, it simply reminds us that we are not omnipotent, and that is a truth we must learn to live with. Imagine holding a heavy load for hours on end. Your arms grow tired, your body aches, and yet you hold on, hoping for relief. But the moment you put the load down, you feel an overwhelming sense of relief. Acceptance works in a similar way. By letting go of what we can't fix, we release the weight that holds us down. We create space for peace to enter our lives, allowing ourselves to breathe easier, to see more clearly, and to feel more deeply. This does not mean that we stop caring or that we become indifferent, rather, it means that we allow ourselves to live in harmony with the reality of our situation, rather than constantly fighting against it. Control is an illusion. We spend so much of our lives trying to control every aspect of our existence, believing that if we can just manage every detail, everything will turn out perfectly. But life is unpredictable, full of twists and turns that we cannot foresee or prevent. The need for control often leads to stress, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness when things don't go as planned. Letting go of control doesn't mean being passive or giving up on our dreams, it means trusting that things will work out as they're meant to, even if it's not the way we envisioned. When we let go of the need to control, we allow life to unfold naturally. We stop resisting the flow of life and start moving with it. This shift in mindset can be incredibly liberating, as it opens us up to new possibilities and perspectives. We learn to trust in the process and in ourselves, knowing that while we may not be able to control every situation, we can control our responses. This trust is not blind faith, it is an informed understanding that life is full of uncertainties, and our best chance at peace lies in embracing those uncertainties rather than fearing them. When we're caught up in trying to fix something, our focus is often on the problem itself. We become so consumed by what's wrong that we fail to see what's right. This narrow focus can trap us in a cycle of negativity, where our thoughts and actions are dictated by the problem rather than by our potential to grow beyond it. To find peace, it's important to shift our focus from the problem to the possibilities that lie beyond it. This does not mean ignoring the problem or pretending it doesn't exist, it means acknowledging the problem, but choosing not to be defined by it. Instead of asking, "How can I fix this?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I grow from this experience?" By changing the way we approach challenges, we open ourselves up to growth and transformation. We start to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for personal development. This shift in perspective allows us to move from a mindset of scarcity and limitation to one of abundance and possibility. We begin to understand that even in the face of challenges, there is always something to be gained, something to be learned, and something to be thankful for. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in finding peace. It's about being present in the moment, without judgment or attachment to outcomes. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. We become aware of our tendency to fixate on problems and begin to see things from a different perspective. This awareness is not about detachment, it's about engagement with our present reality in a way that is calm, clear, and compassionate. Through mindfulness, we learn to accept things as they are, rather than as we wish them to be. We find peace in the present moment, rather than in the pursuit of an ideal future. Mindfulness teaches us to be gentle with ourselves, to let go of the need to fix everything, and to simply be. This practice can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths when we feel overwhelmed, or as profound as changing the way we approach life's challenges altogether. By cultivating mindfulness, we create a space within ourselves where peace can reside, even in the midst of chaos. Gratitude is another key to finding peace. When we focus on what we're grateful for, we shift our attention away from what's lacking or broken in our lives. Gratitude helps us see the beauty in imperfection and the lessons in difficult situations. It reminds us that even in the midst of challenges, there is always something to be thankful for. Gratitude is not about denying the difficulties we face, it's about recognizing that there is more to our lives than the challenges before us. By cultivating gratitude, we create a sense of abundance in our lives. We begin to see that we have more than enough, even when things aren't perfect. This shift in perspective allows us to find peace, even when faced with the unfixable. Gratitude does not eliminate our problems, but it does change the way we perceive them. It allows us to see the good in our lives, even when things are difficult, and to find joy in the small moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. Life is constantly changing. What may seem insurmountable today may be a distant memory tomorrow. Understanding the impermanence of all things can help us find peace in what we can't fix. When we accept that everything is temporary, both the good and the bad, we learn to appreciate the present moment and let go of our attachment to outcomes. This understanding of impermanence is not about despair, it's about hope. It's about knowing that no matter how difficult a situation may be, it will change, and so will we. Impermanence teaches us to be flexible, to adapt to change, and to embrace the ebb and flow of life. It reminds us that no situation is permanent, and that peace can be found in the ever-changing nature of life. This does not mean that we should stop striving for what we want or give up on our dreams. Rather, it means that we should pursue them with the understanding that life is full of surprises, and that sometimes, the greatest peace comes from accepting what we cannot change. Often, the hardest thing to fix is our own self-perception. We may carry guilt, shame, or regret for things we couldn't change or fix in the past. These feelings can weigh us down, keeping us trapped in a cycle of self-blame and negativity. But finding peace requires self-forgiveness. It's about letting go of the need to be perfect, to have all the answers, or to make everything right. It's about accepting ourselves as we are, flaws and all, and recognizing that we are worthy of love and peace, even when we fall short of our own expectations. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-compassion. It's about acknowledging that you did the best you could with the knowledge and resources you had at the time. It's about releasing the burden of unrealistic expectations and embracing yourself as you are. This self-forgiveness is not about making excuses or avoiding responsibility. It's about understanding that we are all human, and that making mistakes is part of the human experience. By forgiving ourselves, we free ourselves from the chains of the past and open the door to a future filled with peace and possibility. Finding peace in what you can't fix is not about giving up, but about moving forward with grace. It's about taking the lessons learned and using them to grow and evolve. It's about finding the strength to continue on your journey, even when the path is uncertain. This journey is not about reaching a destination, but about the way we choose to travel. It's about embracing the uncertainty, the imperfections, and the challenges, and finding peace in the process. As you move forward, remember that peace is not found in the destination, but in the journey itself. It's in the way you choose to respond to challenges, the way you embrace change, and the way you let go of what you cannot control. This journey is not always easy, but it is one worth taking, for It leads to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In a world that constantly pushes us to fix, solve, and control, finding peace in what you can't fix is a radical act of self-love and acceptance. It's about recognizing that life's imperfections are not flaws to be eradicated, but opportunities for growth and transformation. By embracing acceptance, letting go of control, shifting our focus, practicing mindfulness, cultivating gratitude, embracing impermanence, forgiving ourselves, and moving forward with grace, we can find the peace that we seek, not in the absence of problems, but in our response to them. Peace is not about having a perfect life, it's about finding serenity amidst the imperfections. It's about knowing that even when you can't fix everything, you can still find joy, meaning, and fulfillment in the life you live. This peace is not something that can be given or taken away by external circumstances. It is something that comes from within, from the understanding that we are enough, just as we are. By finding peace in what we can't fix, we open the door to a life filled with acceptance, compassion, and true contentment.